What's going on, everyone? It is I, your SGW guy, hanging out in the backyard. In momentarily, we're going to be going on a paranormal hunt. We're going to do a home investigation. But at this moment, I want to take a moment and I want to dedicate this episode to a friend that let me start over. A guy knew we were elementary school friends. We lost contact throughout the years, but I just recently found out that he died. Not sure what happened, but I've known him since we would bump into each other now and then. But Tony, this is dedicated to you, my friend. Rest in peace, buddy. What's up, my paranormal posse? It is I, your SGW guy, here with False Paranormal. FP standing right next to me. We are going to do a home investigation. Yes, you might even hear Molly barking in the background. She's in the house. We're going. Now, what's interesting and a little bit about what's going on is that the lady invited us to come to her house. Her husband passed away. I forget how long ago, but we'll go over that.
A year?
Maybe a year.
About a year.
And she believes that there's times where he actually might have touched her on the shoulder or some type of connection. So she really wants us to come out. And I explained to her, I said, the only thing is when we do these, we can't guarantee we're going to find something, but we can't guarantee we're not going to find something, So she understands, she wants us to come out and give it a shot. And what she told me that her one granddaughter is going to be there, but she'll be up in the bedroom. But her granddaughter told me that her granddaughter say like she'd see Poppy around.
Oh.
Yeah. So we can get with the granddaughter being there and the wife, the lady who's inviting us, her name's Tracy. That could be a trigger point, so we might get something good that could work out for us. So let's be off. We're on our way to Taylor. Okay, guys, it is I, your SGW guy with False Paranormal. We are here we're doing a home investigation tonight, see if we can get any activity. Mm-hmm. Tracy, I want to thank you for allowing us to be in your house today.
Thank you.
That's, we really appreciate it. And so sometimes talking about these can trigger some activity. So, and your husband's name was?
Bob.
And we were talking off camera. Bob was like to be in the kitchen, like to cook. Tell me a little bit about Bob. Oh, there's a cat behind me. I didn't realize. I'm like, what? It's a cat.
Oh, it's a cat.
Tell us a little bit about Bob.
Oh, well, Bob was a very unique person, and he liked to cook. He made his own lures, fishing lures. He was a hunter. He's a carpenter. He was like the jack of all trades.
So it sounds like he was like an outdoorsman.
Yes, anything outdoors he liked. He built a pavilion in the backyard for me after he damaged my gazebo.
And when did he pass away?
March 9th of this year.
March 9th. I'm sorry for your loss. Bob, if now you did say that you thought you had some, well, tell me, what type of things you thought you might have encountered?
Certain smells.
Okay.
TVs going on and off, cameras, security cameras just going on and off when they're not even turned on, and it just talks and starts spinning.
That's very interesting. Now, before, as I was saying, when we're younger, and this is how I put two and two together. I'm thinking I'm pretty close. Well, again, we don't actually know for sure, but when we're younger, like her age, our minds are, I like to call them perceptors in our brains. Our brains are capable of so much that we have no idea how to even use half of our brains. But when we're younger, our perceptors, as I call them, are wide open to, to see, hey, catch things you might not, when you're a kid, you might not think, you might just, what's that? As we get older and, become we believe what we believe, those perceptors close. Sometimes they don't always go, and you could catch. Have you ever just thought, like, you saw someone and you're like, wait, what's that thing
Yes.
that I saw?
Yeah.
That could have been actually somebody looking over you, say possibly Bob. Now, after my dad died in 90, I kind of wanted to learn about what, there's more to this than just life. So from the way it was explained to me years ago, there's a fine line between here and the afterlife. They could see us, but we can't see them. But sometimes you could catch them at a corner of your eye. So I think they come and check on us from time to time. And you did tell me, you text me, you told me about your arm or your arm.
Yes, that was the morning after he passed. I felt an arm on my shoulder, like as if he was trying to wake me up, and I woke up and I looked around and nobody was there. I went back to sleep, same thing again. And that's how he used to get my attention when he wanted me to get up. He used to put his hand on my shoulder and say it's time to, and shake me and say it's time to get up.
It's also, from what I've been told by priests right back from years ago, when our loved one passes away, they have, I thought he said roughly like 60 days 30 or 60 days by our calendar to let us know they're okay. After that time, they have to move forward, and where we had our purpose in this life, and they have a purpose, their own, of who knows what.
Right.
But they say once a certain time point hits, then they'll come back and check. But it's time they have to go move on. So, Bob, are you with us at all? Are you here? We're with your wife Tracy, your granddaughter. I understand you like to cook.
Tracy, you mentioned just now how he touched your arm to try to wake you up. Have you ever felt anything like brush against your legs?
No.
Nothing like that?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Okay.
Bob, are you here? Can you give us a sign? We'd like to talk to Bob. Bob, we'd like for you to talk to us. All right, young one, I'm gonna have you come on the other side of your grandma. Come on to the other side, because my camera's almost, I don't know if it's trying to focus on her, but see, when something comes in front, it will automatically try and like focus.
Oh, okay.
Now I don't know if it's catching her, because it's that's why I want her to come on your side so it doesn't.
Probably being stubborn.
Could be. said, and the only thing, and unfortunately, we can't always guarantee we're going to find something.
Right, yeah.
But we're going to do our best to see if we could try and see something or catch anything. Hello, Bob. We're here wanting to know if you're here. Your wife's here. Tracy invited us in. Remember, I was the guy that was gonna do your renewal. Want to come talk to you. Want you to tell us how you're doing. Is everything okay where you're at now? Come on, Bob. We know you've been in this house. Can you make a noise if you're here? Was that you that just made that noise, or somebody?
No,
And-
that was me.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't make no noise, be quiet.
Is there a basement?
There is.
Did he have like any like a workbench down there or anything like that, or
Any what?
like have a workbench or
No.
nothing like that?
No, he couldn't fit down there because it's too low.
Like oh.
So what else was Bob like? Like, what kind of guy was Bob?
Bob was stubborn,
Really?
very stubborn. Yeah. Like he didn't hold anything back. He told you like it, like it was. He didn't care.
If you didn't want a straightforward, honest opinion, don't ask him.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Like he didn't sugarcoat anything. Maybe he's being stubborn because he hated to be on TV or anything. Because he worked at Montage Mountain for like 30 years.
Oh, okay. What did he do?
And when he was a pump house operator and a snowmaking supervisor. And whenever...
Oh, so he worked actually on the slopes.
Yes,
Oh,
that and
okay.
Camelback. And any time that the news came, they always made him do the interviews. And he hated to do the interviews. Hated
I
it.
probably might have seen him on TV because I'm like 16 and.
Yeah.
Bob, is that you with us now? My camera's trying to focus in on something, and it's not him. It's not false. It's like trying to. What the camera is, if something comes, it'll try and focus on it, and. Bob, is that you? Or what you said? Would have been your son-in-law, or that?
Yeah, Eric. Yeah,
Eric?
my Molly's dad. Because I said the night before he died, he was having conversations with him. He was laughing and everything.
Eric, are you in this house tonight?
Bob called him Chugs.
Chugs, are you here? All right, we're coming up to our 11 minutes, so we're gonna just take a minute. I want to reposition the cameras. Be right back.
Your towel.
Okay, we're starting part two, or take two, and okay. Eric or Bob, are you in? Are you here tonight with us? Because I know somebody is. Right before I hit record, and I was going, it looked like an orb went by on that upper camera. Bob or Eric, is that you?
Can you try to move something?
Or at least make a noise? Bob, I understand you like to cook.
He really enjoyed making those fishing lures. He loved making those.
So he was a hunter, fisherman,
Yep.
outdoorsman. Debunked, that was the cat.
Yeah, he's right here.
Yeah. Eric, what kind of person was Eric?
I really didn't know him that long.
Okay.
They only dated like 9 months and then he died. But I mean he was a good guy. But I can't really tell you much about him. I know he liked to golf.
That was me.
Oh, I
There's
was
definitely an orb in here. I just need to go by.
Yeah, definitely saw one orb. So there definitely, it wasn't a, I mean, I'm going to try and debunk for dust, but I think it was an orb. I got the chills coming down my back. I think it was an orb.
yeah.
Yeah. Bob, is that you? Or is anybody else here in this house tonight? Hello, Bob. Bob, are you here with us? Because Tracy believes that at one point you were. Were you the one that touched her on the shoulder?
He's probably mad at me because I still have the Ouija board. He wanted me to throw it away and I didn't throw it away. He told me 3 years ago to get rid of it. Because I have the original one, like the first one that ever came out. It's been in my family for like 60 years. And he wanted me to throw it away and I told him I couldn't throw it away. He's like, you're asking for trouble, he said with
Sometimes
that.
they're harder to get rid of than you think.
Yeah, I don't even want to touch it. It's in a box upstairs.
like to talk to Bob. Bob, are you with us? Was that you that just made that noise? Or was that the cat?
My granddaughter's on the other side. She might be in the kitchen.
Sounded like it was coming from over there, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What'd you see?
Nothing but what I thought I heard. We'll try and debunk it, though. All right, we're going to start chapter 3, I guess you want to call it. Go ahead, what were you going to say?
A couple of months ago, I'd have to say maybe a month after he passed. Now, if Bob got up before I did, he would go downstairs and have his coffee, and then he'd come up and get me, and he'd always yell,
There's too much
"Yo!"
activity going on in this house for
And I
not
heard
something
that.
to happen. Yep. I believe it.
And I got up and I looked, and like nobody was there.
Alright, we're coming up
So
on
I
7
went back to
minutes.
sleep, and it didn't happen again. But I just heard like for splits, and then I forgot. I'm like, wait, he's not here anymore.
All right. Okay, guys, now what happened was I was flipping cameras and I caught an orb, but of course the camera wasn't rolling. Hopefully FP got something on his camera, but there's something definitely going on in this house. But right now we have the second I have my camera pointed at his urn. 'Cause that's where it looked like the orb was coming from. So camera up top here, you'll see his boots, his urn. There's something definitely in this house. Now, is it Bob? I would think so. Was this? Have you always lived? Has anybody lived in this house before you?
Was there somebody in here? College kids.
Okay.
They weren't here that long though, because actually this house was a garage before they made it
okay.
into a house.
Okay. Sometimes, if there's a house that's here for years, you might get some residual from, maybe a person that lived here earlier.
Yeah,
But if it was a garage, probably not.
yeah, it was a garage. It was just recently turned into a house.
Oh, wow. Okay, now I know there are something going on. Bob, was that you floating around checking in on us? Hello, Bob. Oh, I'm gonna turn that back on. Okay. I see your urn sitting on your trophy there, your trophy case. Bob, do you want to make a noise? Or whoever's here, I know somebody's here.
And when you said that, the smoke detector beeped.
Things. Because they don't have their own energy anymore, they have to feed off the living. And sometimes, like we had, in one of my last, I forget where we were last, we were at one of the cemeteries. Now, my camcorder is always on a full charge. It barely, unless I'm really using it, and it went from full to like half bar in like 20 minutes, and I was like, well, that never happens. They will drain off. They use energy from like cameras and other like electrical energy. Your energy, my energy. So, Bob, are you going to make yourself known yet? Are you here?
Well, I know he doesn't like the show Roseanne. He can't even stand her voice. So the other night, I was watching Roseanne reruns,
Right.
and the TV went off.
Bob, you don't like Roseanne, huh? Yeah, neither do I.
He can't stand her. Because when we used to go to bed at night, I'm like, what do you want to watch? Anything but Roseanne. And I said that just a couple nights ago. I said I put Roseanne on, and the TV just went out.
It's Roseanne's like her voice is much to make you want to like throw something at
That's
her.
what Bob said. He goes, I can't stand her voice. He goes, I don't know what it is.
I agree with you, Bob.
He goes, I can't stand her voice.
But, yep. Bob or Eric, we know something's here. We caught you.
We caught you.
Can you make a noise?
Make the camera spin again. It was spinning before you guys came in. It was spinning. And it's off. I turned the switch off.
Can you make the camera? Can you make the thingy go again? We want to talk to Bob. Tracy wants to know you're okay. Oh, Bob. Or Eric, or can someone make a noise?
I know towards the end he didn't come to terms that he was dying. He just kept talking about what we were gonna do when he got better.
The light. Something. It might. This camera's trying to ping something on the light. It's trying to focus in. Over in the corner.
You didn't feel that bump. You're not feeling that.
I about
It's
like
coming from the floor.
about 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Because about 2 seconds ago, and it
There it is
wasn't
again. Did you feel that?
No.
with it wasn't her setting it off.
Nobody's moving.
No. Where the light is over, where the light near the lamp in the corner. My camera tried to like focus in on something
He used to sit on that couch.
because what happens is when like if you there it goes again, and it's centering on in that corner.
That's where he used to sit.
Yeah.
That's actually where the hospital bed was when hospice came. Mm-hmm. He was set up over there.
When now I'll put my like with do you see do you see how it's trying to like pick my face like in the square? Mm-hmm. Well, it was doing that in the corner, and there's obviously there's nobody over there.
No.
So yeah, it was trying to focus in on something. Bob, Tracy says if you don't make a noise, we're going to turn Roseanne on.
That'll make him.
Well, we know how much you like Roseanne. All right, we are coming up on 9 minutes, so we're gonna flip cameras again. So we're gonna shut down for a minute just to regroup. Be right back, guys. Okay, guys, back to another segment.
Sorry, Bob.
Now, I have my other camera, which you'll see when I blend everything together, focused on the corner over there.
Okay, one of those.
There is something going on in that corner. The camera my camcorder is trying to focus in on something that's not there. So it's catching something.
I have another camera that you see like one that two together, focused on the corner. Over there.
Great value root beer.
That's the best root beer.
Excuse me.
Is that one?
Maybe don't think that I remember. I made a TikTok and I just pointed out the root because I didn't like the root.
Wait, you did a TikTok video?
Yeah, it was about soda that.
You have to be careful doing TikTok because you got banned last time.
Oh.
Because you're not supposed to be on
And I
TikTok.
did a TikTok about that Fanta should
And it
be
was my
banned.
account that got banned because she was on my account. I'm like, you're not supposed to be making videos. You're
And
only
then I
7.
made a video about Fanta should be banned.
It's
And don't forget to tell me that.
and what's your name again, young one? What's your name?
Yes.
Alessa.
Alyssa. Bob, Alyssa's here too. I'm sure you can see. Can you make a noise? Now, while we were flipping cameras, she said there was a certain little area here where there was like a feeling of cold. That could be a way they're letting you know they're here. Someone's here. It's a possibility, not 100, but it's a
Right,
possibility.
right.
So far, yes. Even if it's small, this house does have some activity in it.
I said, Bob always kept to himself. Like, he wasn't really that sociable of a person.
It was big mouth like me.
What's that?
Big mouth
Yes.
like me. Okay.
If he had to express himself, that he wasn't really like sociable.
He just kept to himself. He was just yeah, I get it. He just liked to be by himself.
Yep, like they say, we never really went too many places like as a couple because he just wanted to do like his own thing.
He had to express himself, that he wasn't really like sociable.
Because the one time we went someplace and I said, why didn't you talk to anybody? He said, because I didn't want to. He goes, if I don't want to talk, I'm not gonna. That might be what he's doing here. You don't want to talk, he's not gonna.
No, but there's something
But
definitely.
he'll let us know he's here.
Yeah, there's definitely something here. He said I caught a short orb, a small quick orb, like over what would be near his urn. Something's going on in that corner. At least the camera's trying to pick some up in that corner.
But he'll let us know he's here.
Bob, could you make that? What is that light thing? That spinny thing you were talking about?
Oh, the Wi-Fi camera.
The Wi-Fi camera. Can you make the Wi-Fi camera spin or turn on?
Turn it on.
Something did before. Can you do it again?
Make that spinny thing you're talking about.
Oh, the Wi-Fi camera.
Put you over that way, see if any.
Make the Wi-Fi camera spin or turn on.
He probably doesn't want me to know he's here because then he can't spy on me.
Did before. Can you do it again?
Right.
Oh, Bob. It's time for the Roseanne show.
That's like I hear his voice every time the Amazon comes and brings a package. Did you really need that? What'd you buy this time?
I need to get more fingers up.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, Papa used to know the sounds of the trucks. I couldn't put anything past him. He knew when UPS was coming, FedEx and Amazon Prime. He knew.
I need
What
to
did you
get-
order?
I need to get more puppets from Amazon right now. I keep ordering. You're going to be poor by the time I add my last one.
Yeah. Well,
Because I have 25.
you have tons of them.
Yes, on FedEx and Amazon Prime. What did you order?
You know how they say, like, at the end when a person's dying, like, they get confused and they don't know who anybody is? That wasn't his case. He remembered everybody.
Tell you a story. Before the days of everything like this, I lived over in East End, in New Hancock Street. I was born and raised over in East End. And after my dad died in 1990, my grandmother moved in with us to help my mom, and my mom took care of my grandmother on my mom's side. And the way to kind of paint the picture, the way our kitchen was set up was, it's like, say, here's our kitchen table. My grandma's sitting here, and like across the back door, so you see out into the backyard. And my mom was over here cooking, doing something. Well, and keep in mind, it's the day before the internet, days before cell phones. My grandmother goes, my mom's name is Ryan, she goes, I mean, somebody's coming down the backyard. So my mom, thinking maybe it's someone, because again, there were no cell phones, maybe it was my buddies coming out to see if I was home. She goes over, nobody there. So my mom was like, no, Mom, there's nobody here. She's like, I thought I saw so okay. So she goes, there's somebody looking in the window. So my mom, goes, like, now opens the door, goes out, like, what are you talking about? She goes, people were looking in the window. My mom's like she didn't know, like we didn't put two and two together. But about 6 months after, almost the year where my father died, my grandmother passed away. So what we kind of hypothetically are thinking that she did see people come down and look in the window, but they were meant for only her to see. They could have been angels waiting to take her home, they say. But yeah, my mom's like, there's nobody out there. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, she's like, there's someone looking in the window, because she was the only one that was able to see it. Nobody else.
Yeah, because he asked me, he said, this was like a couple hours before he passed. He said, where's Madison? I said, Madison, that's our oldest granddaughter. I said, she's in school. He said, what time is it? I said, it's 2:30. He said, well, what time does she get home? I said, 2:35. He died at 2:42. She came in and he died.
Wow.
Yep. And 2 days before he died, she was here, and he wasn't conscious all day. Like, he wasn't talking. He was sleeping a lot. Like, he'd wake up a little bit. She was walking down the steps. He'd turn around. Her nickname when she was little was P. And she was coming down the steps, and he turned around. He says, oh, P, come sit with Papa. But then like the next day, nothing. Because I remember, like, when my dad passed, like, he didn't know who anybody was. But like I said, my husband, he knew who everybody was.
So it was pretty, like, coherent till...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because when hospice came, they were getting him cleaned up and everything, and they told him, like, to roll over and stuff, and he went on command, like, he did everything. He was talking, and then, like, within an hour or so, he was gone. I was sitting in the bed with him, and then...
If you don't mind me asking, what was the final, like, what was it? You said heart attack?
Advanced liver disease. That's what he was supposed to get a liver transplant, but then he had blockages in his legs, and they did surgery, and he ended up with a sepsis, and he had complications, and he died. But I mean, he's been telling our family doctor for 2 years that his legs didn't feel right, that his feet hurt, and they thought my husband was just looking for pain pills, and they didn't do anything. And my husband's toes turned black, and they had to amputate 2 of them. And then they said there was a good chance that he would lose his legs. And my husband told me, he says, if they take my legs, I might as well be dead, because my husband was active.
Right.
So they did the surgery to open up the blockages, and he was good for about 2 days. And he got sepsis, and they said there was nothing more they can do. He had a hole this big in his leg that they didn't close up, that you could actually see the vessels in his legs. But yeah, they would not send him, they should have sent him to a vascular doctor instead of just writing him off thinking he was just there for pills.
Yeah.
That kind of jogs memory a little bit. when my dad died,
this thing in his leg that made him close up.
my dad loved eating the food you shouldn't really eat:
That was Bob too.
steak, lobster tail, shrimp. You know, it would be like he worked in the car business back then. So it wouldn't be like in the summertime. He'd come home after he goes out. It'd be like midnight, 1 o'clock. You know, go throw burgers on the grill. You know, that was my dad, and he had to have bypass in his legs. Then he had to do surgery, the same in his
Yep.
legs. Well, he threw a blood clot, and it went into his right foot. I think it was his right foot. Yeah, right foot. And he lost all his toes. And, you know, then 3 years later, before he died, the doctor's like, you know, he was blocked up here, and his heart at first was perfect, but everything towed on the heart, and that's what killed my dad. And the doctor said to him, "We want you to turn vegetarian." He looked at him like no. Like, and by that point, though, it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, they told Bob to quit drinking and quit smoking, and he didn't. Nope.
After my dad lost his toes, they didn't have they don't have the pain pills then that they do now.
Yeah.
He was in constant pain, and the only thing that would help the pain was whiskey.
That's what happened to him, because they cut him off the pain meds, and he was in so much pain that he just used whiskey to cope, and it killed his liver.
Yeah, it's.
And I mean, he had a lot of things wrong with him, but yet he still went to work every day until like 2018 or 2019. He fell and broke his ribs, and then it was all downhill after that. He couldn't. Then COVID hit, and he lost his job.
That's how my dad was. Like he worked. My dad was. Now we're going back, back in the 80s. Excuse me. Back then, the wife stayed home, the husband went out, worked. My dad didn't want my mom working.
Yep.
Back then, in the 80s, he had a good work. My mom didn't have to work. He made good money. Back then, it was good money.
Yep.
And even when he had the surgery, he couldn't work. So he was off for a year. And as stubborn as he is, back then I'm sure they had the food stand, and he was too proud not to.
Yep. That's how Bob was the same way. He used to work 15-hour shifts 7 days a week. As long as it was cold, he worked. Let's say he worked with broken ribs. He fell 15 feet off of a roof and shattered his heel. They had to fuse the foot. He still worked. He finally got disability 8 months before he passed. He got disability.
Thank God we have a good family. They helped us. I wasn't at that point. I wasn't old enough to work yet. I was only 15. My aunt and uncle on my father's side, my grandmother on my mother's side, all literally kept us afloat.
Yep.
Kept the house flowing, or we would have had no food, no nothing.
Yeah, both of my parents are gone. I don't really have any family, and after he died, his family turned on me. So that's why I say he provided very well for me, and now I'm
Don't you love how family
struggling.
does that to you?
Yep, half of them didn't even call when he died. They didn't even call. And one of his aunts was mad because I didn't have a funeral. I said, Bob didn't want one. He said, nobody came to see me when I was alive. I don't need them there when I'm gone.
All right, guys, we're gonna take 5 for a minute to reposition everything, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys and gals, we are back. Just position. We have our camera, different position, but as we were all talking. We're just talking about old school stuff. But yeah, it's. Again, I want to thank you for letting us come out, because I'm having even just sitting here talking, I'm having a nice night.
Yes, definitely. I don't see too many people, so I said this was This was nice.
And just to confirm, yeah, we did. There's definitely activity in this house.
He's just being stubborn.
We're catching little things, but even little things are still things.
Yep.
Maybe Bob would like to make a deal. He seems like a stand-up and honorable guy.
He is.
So Bob, if you don't want us here no more with your lovely wife and grandchildren, please make a noise, tip my camera over, do anything you gotta do, and we'll kindly leave your house and you'll have a great rest of your night.
Or if you want to make us something in the kitchen, you can do that too.
That'd be great.
Oh, he used to love to make tripe.
That's a fish, right?
Tripe?
Or no, that's...
The lining of a cow's
Oh, I was
stomach.
gonna say that's cow. Really.
Yeah, he used to love that.
So what, you're telling me they kill cows?
Huh? What do you think beef is?
They kill those cows, I'm gonna heck and kill those people.
Yeah, what do you think that Happy Meal is that you eat?
Animals need to live.
Yeah, well, that's the circle of life, honey.
Yep.
People can't kill animals. Sorry. People can't kill animals.
Do you like McDonald's?
Yeah.
Well, if they didn't kill it, you wouldn't have McDonald's hamburgers.
Tell him, say I eat chicken.
I eat
She eats the chicken nuggets and the chicken patties. She don't eat the burgers. Sometimes. But the chickens, they gotta come from the chickens too.
Papa gives me pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any pickles?
No, honey.
Where's that? You never seen him. I thought I seen him run like all the way to there.
No.
But yeah, I heard him yell. It's not Stella because we left Stella outside.
Yeah, Stella's outside. Is that Leo laying by the
Yeah.
door?
Yeah. So yeah.
He probably figures I better stay out of the way.
Thinks he doesn't want no trouble. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, Bob. Gonna make yourself known at least for a moment first before we go?
No, he'll just wait and mess with me later.
Alright, guys and gals, I want to thank you for watching the video tonight, for hanging out with us. I want to thank Tracy here for letting us come out. And hopefully maybe when we get Sarah back up to 100%, she got caught COVID. Our Dark Valley podcast partner. Maybe we can come back out and get another another perspective. We'll see. But thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Also, check out the Shop Zone. New paranormal t-shirts. SGW.com/ SGWentertainment.com/paranormal attire. Get your paranormal shirts today. All right, we're out.